Okay, this is Bravo 4. This is a new one we just got in from Texas Bee Supply from Austin. And yes, I purchased a single hive, which means I'll need to get another box. I'll get another box later, a second brood box. The girls have been out here for about 2 hours. It's just after 6 and we're still in the triple digits right now. So the girls are quite busy, as it is. I added a feed jar for them and ready to add, to open it up for the first time to see what it looks like. I also have another drawn comb frame ready to add, just in case they are, well, and the interesting news is, oh my gosh, I've got 9 frames in this box already. 9 frames, and they're working on all of them. So the interesting news is, this one is ready for another box. Going against the idea that once they get 80% of the box filled, that's when you add another one. Or once the brood boxes are filled, you put a super on there. Either way, this is ready for another box. Get some of the extra comb off. Yes, I'm throwing it over my shoulder. I'll pull one frame out, see what we've got going on. Oops. Wow. So they're still working, so the comb itself is, the frame is completely covered with drawn comb, and they're still working to fill it. So not a lot on this one, even though it's completely covered with bees. In other words, no honey, cat brood, or anything like that on here yet. And let's pull one more out. We'll get one from the middle. I can get it out. So I did not know if the single hives would have, you know, full frames, or if I have to add one, but there are a lot. You're getting a lot more bees, I think, with the single frame, the single story, than you would with a nuke. A lot more bees. Having a hard time gripping this one in the middle. All right, got some action here. So we have a frame. We've got bee bread, pollen that's covering maybe 70%. And we've got uncapped honey as well. So yeah, these guys have a little bit more work to do, or a whole lot more work to do, but all right. I'm going to add I'm going to put one in the middle. I'm going to add a hive beetle trap right in the middle. But other than that, we're looking good. My first single story that I purchased, a lot more bees, 9 frames, looking good. Okay, so this is the second single hive from Texas Bee Supply in Austin. And I've already added a syrup jar for them, get them started with this whole process. Let's see what we've got. I was pleasantly surprised with the other one, and not complaining with this one. Okay, so we have 9 frames. Let's pull a frame out and see what's going on here. Pull one out from the end. I actually have a tool to lift the frames out. Of course, I don't have it with me. All right, so drawn comb over both sides, but got some damage here. So clearly they were using other frames from other hives to complete this, which is fine, So the one on the end, you know, they're still working on. Let's pull one from the middle. All right, it's heavy. They've got some capped brood, bee bread going on, capped honey. It only covers maybe half of the frame. Not a problem though. The girls are still looking fairly good here. I'm gonna put these back in nice and easy. So no need to add a box with this one straight away. So I also have a screened bottom board now, which is actually pretty cool. Haven't had one before. Scrape a little bit of the propolis off the top. And yes, I'm throwing it off to the side as always. All right, we're looking good. Let me get a beetle trap. So the way they're working, now that they're settled, I'm gonna say no more than 2 weeks before I'll need to add a second box, a brood box. Want them to have as much time as possible to do their work so we can add a brood box to them. I'm gonna put this beetle trap on the end. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to put it in the middle. Good buzz got them. So no pollen patties for this go around. We'll do that again later, but looking good. This is Charlie number 4. I'll put this cap back on. And I need to level it out. And leveling just ensures that when it rains, it doesn't backflow into the hive, but it just comes forward. So that's why I like to put the shims on the very back. Lesson learned on that one. All right, Charlie 4, looking good. Right. Texas 500 nuke. This has a marked queen, so there should be a small dot on her that I could find her easily. So for this session with 3 hives, I bought 2 single-story hives and 1 nuke. So I'm going to move this off to the side, and we'll place Charlie 3 up. And I've got the inner cover and the outer cover, and we'll level it once we get everything situated. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open up the canister. Now they've been up, I ventilated this, I don't know, 2 hours ago. We have 5 frames. I'm going to transfer the frames and keep them in the same order that they're in here. All right, frame number 1 coming out. So the frame itself is completely drawn, but we don't have a lot of action here as far as bee bread, cat brood, or even honey. Frame number 2. The same. There's honey in here, not as much, but they've got to start on it anyway. And since it's drawn, I don't think the girls will have any problem filling it up. Found the queen. She's got a yellow mark on her. Nice to see the queen. And with the queen, we have larvae. A lot of larvae already, so I'm happy to see that. Matter of fact, this frame is full of larvae. And on both sides. Brilliant. And it does remind me that I didn't check for larvae on the other ones, but we will. Queen's been busy. I see larvae on this one along with some bee bread and capped honey. I think seeing the larvae makes me a little more excited than anything else. And we got the last frame. Not a lot of action here. Some capped honey. We'll call it a good start for what they're going to be doing. All right, I'm going to move these together. I'm going to leave space to put a beetle trap in. So we have 5 frames in here, which means we have room to grow. Hopefully, now that it's May, they'll be able to get some work done here. I'm gonna knock the rest of these bees off inside of it. That didn't make them too happy. We'll leave the cap off for now, and the ones that are left hanging around there can come back. But that's it. Looking good. This is Charlie number 3. And we'll be looking to add drawn comb frames to this one, hopefully 2 in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see how that looks. And just took out a wasp that came in there. I do not like wasps, don't like moths. So we'll get the hive closed up. All right, and to level it, okay. Whew, looking good. Oh, let me add another one here. Good. So now that we have a forward tilt, we can rest assured water will not accumulate. I'll add a feeder. That should keep them happy. And that's it. Charlie number 3, a nucleus from Texas Bee Supply. We now have 10 hives at Summerhead Ranch.